Hello students, this is Adarsh and let's study about the next chapter of your chemistry, that is combustion and flame. Now the first question that comes in our mind is, what is combustion, or what do you mean by combustion? It is simply a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give out heat, and this is called as combustion. Example: burning of a magnesium ribbon or simply burning of a piece of paper is also an example of combustion. Now, what is fuel? A substance that undergoes combustion is called as combustible substances, and such substances can be also termed as fuel. Now, fuel exists in three states, that is solid, liquid and gaseous or gas. Now, wood, cow dung cake, charcoal, etc. are the examples of solid fuels. Kerosene, diesel, petrol, etc. are the examples of liquid fuels. And LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, CNG, that is compressed natural gas, and coal gas are the example of gaseous fuels. Now next comes the ignition temperature. Now what is ignition temperature? It is the minimum temperature or the lowest temperature at which a substance starts burning or catches fire. Here are some of the materials that are mentioned and what is their ignition temperature. Now next comes inflammable substances. Now the substances that have actually very low ignition temperature, they are called as inflammable substances, and because they have very low ignition temperature, so they catch fire very easily with a flame. Example: petrol, alcohol and LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas. These all are the examples of inflammable substances. Okay, next comes, how can a fire be extinguished, or how can we stop fire? Basically, it can be done by three ways. First, by removing the combustible substances, that is fuel. Second, by cutting off the supply of oxygen, because as we know that for the process of combustion, oxygen is must. So if we cut off the supply of oxygen, the fire can be extinguished. And next, by reducing the temperature of the fuel below its ignition temperature. Okay, now next comes that is about fire extinguisher, and first we are going to study about how water serves as fire extinguisher. Now water is an excellent, or it is a very good extinguisher when we talk about, or when we talk in regard with paper or wood, because water cools the combustible substances below the ignition temperature so that the combustion is stopped. Water vapors also surrounds the flame, so the supply of oxygen is cut off. So when the supply of oxygen is cut off, so the fire is extinguished. So here is an example of a fireman. He is trying to stop fire using water as fire extinguisher. Now, apart from water, carbon dioxide also serves as fire extinguisher in all cases, especially in electrical appliances and oil, because in such cases we can't use water. Now here comes about the types of combustion. Basically there are four kinds of combustion: rapid combustion, spontaneous combustion, explosion and slow combustion. So first type of combustion is rapid combustion. Now the combustion in which a substance burns rapidly and produces heat and light is called as rapid combustion. For example, LPG burns into flame as soon as the lighted matchstick is taken close to it to produce heat and light. Next comes spontaneous combustion. It is a type of combustion in which a material suddenly burns into flame without the application of any apparent cause. This is called as spontaneous combustion. Now next comes explosion. It is a sudden reaction that takes place with the evolution of heat, light and sound, and a large amount of gas is formed in the reaction, and such a reaction is called as explosion. For example, burning of crackers. Now last comes slow combustion. Now it is basically a type of oxidation. It is a type of combustion which takes place at very slow rate. For example, rusting of iron. Now let's study about a flame. Substances which give out flame. Now the substances which vaporize during combustion, they give flame. For example, kerosene in wax burns with a flame, whereas charcoal on the other hand does not vaporize, so they does not produce a flame. So the substances that vaporize or which vaporize during combustion, they are the substances that basically gives flame. Now there are three zones of in a flame. So first is the outer zone, next is the middle zone, and the last or the innermost is the innermost zone. So the outermost zone is the zone of complete combustion, middle zone is the zone of partial combustion, and innermost zone is the zone of unburned wax vapors. So the outermost zone or the outer zone is the hottest part, middle zone is moderately hot, and the innermost zone is the least hot. Now Goldsmith actually blows the outermost zone of a flame with a metallic blowpipe for melting gold and silver. Now next comes the calorific value. Now what is calorific value? It is the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram or 1 kg of a fuel, that is called its calorific value. The calorific value of a fuel is expressed in a unit called kilojoule per kg. So here are different fuels and what is their calorific value. So different fuels have different calorific value, as you can see in the table. Now next comes what are the disadvantages of burning fuel. Now carbon fuels like wood, coal, petroleum releases unburned carbon particles. These are pollutants and cause respiratory diseases. And next, incomplete combustion of these fuels give carbon monoxide gas, and carbon monoxide actually causes carbon monoxide poisoning, and it is a poisonous gas and can kill people who inhale this. Next, combustion of most of the fuels releases carbon dioxide in the environment, and increased concentration of this gas leads to global warming. Next, burning of coal and diesel releases oxides of sulfur and nitrogen dissolve in the rainwater and form acid rains, and such rains are considered as acid rain. What is global warming? Let's study a little bit about this. Global warming is the rise in the temperature of the atmosphere of the earth. This results in the melting of polar glaciers, which leads to the rise of the water in the sea or in the sea level. So, as the result of this, low lying coastal areas may even be submerged under water. So, thank you for watching.